All right, let's get going here. We're inside of Illustrator, and you can open it by pushing Windows key and type IL for Illustrator, and there it is. And then I can create a new file. When I create a new file, our document size is at 3 by 2. You could go portrait, or landscape, so whichever one you want. So I'm going to do landscape for this one, and I'm going to create. So our document's the right size, but we got the wrong color mode. So I'm going to go File, and then Document Color Mode. It is on CMYK, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, black. And now I want to switch it to RGB, which is red, green, blue. So now I'm in the correct color mode. I can see my color mode right there up with the file name. I'm going to go ahead and save this on my computer. And I've already got one saved, so I'm going to call this Sarah and Eric 2. So find a good spot for it, save it correctly. And I'm saving it, so we're good to go. Next, I'm going to grab my image that I've got here. I'm going to right click it. I'm going to copy that image. I'm going to bring it over. And I'm going to say new file. And I'm doing Photoshop right now. So clipboard, we're using whatever's on the clipboard. And it's 72 resolution. That's fine. I'm going to say OK. And I'm going to paste it in here. Right. So I'm going to do my adjustments in here. It's easier to work with this. I'm going to do black and white. And also, I'm going to do brightness contrast. On brightness contrast, I want to raise this up. So we got to think about this thing on the grayscale and what it's going to look like when it's produced on the laser. Underexposed tend to get burned in too much. So we want or even normal exposure. So the white parts are the parts that aren't really going to like engrave anything, like barely, just a little bit. And so then the darker parts, that's where the laser is going to show up more, the blacks. So I want this thing overexposed. You can see the difference I sent it. This looks good by itself, but when we're cutting something out on the laser, we want it a little bit more overexposed. I'm even going to go a little more. So you can see the difference there. So again, we got our black and white layer, and then we got that right there. I'm going to save a copy of this, and resolution doesn't matter too much. I'm going to call this Sarah Eric 2 or 3, I guess, because I don't know how to type. And I'm going to go back over to Illustrator, and I'm going to find that file, Sarah and Eric 3, drop that in. It is humongous. Let's go ahead and scale it. So when I do this, I grab an anchor. I'm going to hold shift. We've got the same tool up here that we had in Photoshop. It's the V for selection or move tool. And I'm going to resize this thing. And so that I don't squish it, remember to hold shift as you do this. I'm going to move it to the very top or bottom right corner. I don't know. I'm going to zoom in. Hold an Alt in the scroll wheel to do that. I want mine, I'm going to put a border around this. So I'm going to shrink it just a little bit. Okay. So again, the white is the artboard, which was a 3 wide and 2 tall. And then this is, make sure that mine's going to fit on there. So we got a 3 by 2. All right, I think we're good to go on this tutorial. Overexposed, yeah. So RGB color mode, overexposed, and then we get inside, place it so in Illustrator using the move tool you should be familiar with. All right, good luck.